Hey guys, I'm sitting here outside of Madrid, Spain. This is one of the most controversial places in Spain. It has to do with the Spanish Civil War. Over 33,000 people were buried inside the mountain here. Let's go. This is the largest freestanding cross in the world. It rises more than 150 meters above the mountains of Spain. You can see it from miles away. From the outside, it looks like a religious monument, but it isn't just that, because beneath this place are the remains of more than 30,000 people, Republicans, nationalists, victims from both sides of the Spanish Civil War. This isn't just a monument, it's a mass grave. So why would one of Europe's largest burial sites also be one of its most controversial landmarks? Let's get into it. So the Spanish Civil War in 1936, you had the nationalists against the Republicans. The Republicans end up winning. Franco took over. In the process of all this, over 500,000 people died. And then they made a kind of a tribute to the fallen soldiers. So this is the Valley of the Fallen. But really, how this was made, it was made with political prisoners, POWs even, and laborers kind of in the area. People died making it. And then later, many of the bodies from a lot of the people that died during the Spanish Civil War on both sides were removed from where they had laid, and they were brought here. This is actually one of, if not the biggest mass grave in Europe, because so many bodies are actually inside. A lot of them are not even named. No one really knows all the different people that have been buried or moved in there. And some of the families that lost people during the Spanish Civil War, they didn't actually give their consent for the bodies to be moved here. And this was all done by Franco, the political leader at the time after the Civil War. Now, Francisco Franco, he was in power for over 50 years. I think he ended in 1975. But this whole monument, that is quite amazing, was built in some aspects completely the wrong way, especially the people that he used to build it. So the cross behind me is the largest memorial cross in the world. It sits at 500 feet. Now the basilica inside, it's all granite, this mountain, and it was made as they cut into the mountain there, 260 meters long. And when you go in there, it is absolutely magical. I mean, how they did that. So definitely something you have to see if you come. So in 1939, when Franco actually took power, Spain kind of resided with Hitler and Mussolini from Italy. So after World War II, Spain was not part of the UN, and it became very isolated for the next 15 years. Still was Catholic, but hardships here, bad economy, and what he did in general, I think people did not agree with completely. And then making something like this later was very controversial. The most controversial landmark probably in Spain. Just the size of it is just massive. Franco was finally removed from this site in 2019, but the monument still stands. Some see it as history, others see it as glorification, and yet others see it as an open wound. Spain hasn't agreed on what this place means, and that may be the point. Because monuments don't just remember the past, they decide how it's remembered. Therefore, the Valley of the Fallen isn't controversial because of what it is. It's controversial because of what it refuses to settle. And until Spain decides what to do with it, this monument will keep asking the same question. Who was this really built for? So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate this episode of Traveling on the Go. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Anything else I can do for you, I am here. That's going to do it. I am out of here. We have a lot more adventures coming up, like into the deserts of Dubai and the biggest waterfall system in the world in Brazil. Take care, guys.